Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well, having a beautiful day. It's sunny, it's nice and warm already here in Florida. We're lucky enough that we have beautiful weather all year long. I've been outside a little bit more and a little less on social media, which does not mean I'm not working. I'm actually working a lot and recording a lot of videos for my workshops. Because yes, the knowledge is universal, and yes, I've been sharing all of my content for years for free and just doing my painting, and I love it, and yes, knowledge is universal and everybody should have access to the knowledge, except that first off, I need to leave as well. So I've created and after all my content added up, I realized how much of a continuity there is, and how many years of my own process and evolution has been condensed in these videos, and that can help someone who's just starting on the journey, or that has a completely different perception or view on the journey. You can be completely advanced in your journey and find some other truth that makes you shift your mindset completely, and it's a new process. The education is never ending. It's an everlasting process, at least if you're curious or hungry for knowledge and mysteries and becoming a better version of yourself. We always want to be better, but the world evolves all the time, constantly. So what was true a few years ago is no longer true. Our energy is shifting. Okay, the mentality of there is a lot. I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna jump right in because I was posting about the dragons yesterday, and yes, I'm posting a lot about my mentors and my inspirations and my muses and my masters, and it doesn't mean I'm their slaves. It doesn't mean I'm not able to do something by myself. I am able to do by myself. But does that mean it's going to be more excited? Is it exciting that you do everything all by yourself? Maybe this is your personality, and maybe you love to do everything by yourself. And it's hard to work with other people. We all have our different perceptions, our old point of views. But if we all get back to this individuality, we all here in a rigid cage of perceptions, working by ourselves and not putting our knowledge in common and evolving, the evolution. Okay, so yes, the knowledge is universal, but we also need to be gentle. We also need to be gentle in putting it out there, because depending on where you are in your evolution, like I said, different perceptions, not everyone will understand at the same level or take it as positively. I've had experiences where I would say something that seems completely normal to me, and that would be a whole huge drama for someone else. Okay, so this is where you also have to be careful. And so this collective consciousness, there's a lot I want to say. Okay, I'm gonna start with the collective consciousness does not mean doing everything on the public square. Okay, I know this is very American to put everything public. All the conversations has to be public, because in this culture, I recommend strongly The Hidden Dimension from Edward T. Hall, if you want to understand the difference of perception between cultures. Because, for example, for an American, two people talking together is gonna make them seem like you're plotting. You're plotting something, or you're saying things against each other. So everything has to be open, even in your office. In the office, all the office is open. You have these little cubby holes, but it's open. There's no walls, right? Because you can't have privacy, but yet you should have privacy. You see the cognitive dissonance? While in Europe, we are more... you're allowed to have self-doubt. Sometimes you have big decisions to make. and you don't necessarily want to put it out there in front of everybody before you're sure it's the right decision. Okay, maybe sometimes you need an advice from this one person. And the collective consciousness does not mean putting everything out there. Sometimes a one-to-one conversation can heal the collective, because you're healing one, you're healing everyone. Okay, so let's not be confused between collective consciousness and being public. There is a lot of work that you're doing on the individual level that is healing the collective consciousness. The energies are rising so much that you are constantly connecting. The more you're in tune with your senses, the more you're in tune with yourself, but the more you're also in tune with external energies. Okay, and all these energies of war that have accumulated over the generations, they're all, now there is a lot of healing process, they're coming. Well, I was reading this book last night, and they were saying when there is like souls that are stuck in between two worlds and they see a healer, they will come straight to it because they're in hope of the light, of passing through, okay, of crossing the threshold. So yeah, if you develop your abilities for yourself, you will also attract other things from the consciousness. And sometimes you don't understand, why do I have these polarities, or why do I feel heavy, or because you're also healing and clearing the collective. Okay, so this new age theory, I'm gonna say it once and for all because I can have all my mentors, all my friends, all the spiritual community tell me this. I do not agree. I'm sorry that you have the self-love thing, the care for yourself first. What's the thing? Love yourself. Yeah, love yourself, right? Love yourself. You have billions of people on this planet, but you have to love yourself. So, like I said, some people, they're more introverts, and that's fine for them. But I don't believe that you're here to be on your own, right? To be honest, my belief is that the people have been so disappointed on other people and other humans after the war, okay? World War II. World War II was horrible. Let's say it how it is, right? It was a genocide. They killed people just for their race. Okay, the Jews, and they had to hide. And if you were helping someone to hide, you were guilty. Okay, you were guilty, and you had to hide too. Okay, so it is a whole fear mentality of like, you need to hide, so we have to, you can't tell who are your friends, you can't tell who you work with. No, I'm proud of my friends. I'm proud of my soul family. I don't need to hide. Yes, I can be any more obvious, and who cares? I can be obvious. I don't have anything to hide. Okay? And when I do hide something, it's because I'm wondering if it's the best thing to do than putting it out there, and that sometimes I need advice from a one-to-one person. And it's not because I'm plotting. Like I was saying, in Europe, we need to have a door closed. We need to have a door closed because it makes us feel safe. We don't like to feel exposed all the time like that our business is out there. So in an office in Europe, people have their office, and when they're working, the door is closed. It doesn't mean you're plotting against someone else. It just means that it's the safe zone is different, right? So an American and a German who will be working together, one will think, oh my God, they always plot. I feel like they're plotting something. And the other one, they'll be like, oh, I feel like they're always putting their business out there. Okay, so let's try to put it in ourselves in each other's shoes for a little bit, and also make compromises. Okay. So back to this self-love mentality. So it's been for years that you need to hide. It's been for years, and so they've been so disappointed on what other humans could do that there was this new age mentality that came up. Like, you need to love yourself. I think the people who say you need to love yourself is because you've been so disappointed on other people that you just put a giant protective shield around yourself, and that everyone doing this, putting a protective shield around themselves because they don't want to be hurt, and they don't want to be disappointed, this has created a giant shield and block around the earth that now is super hard to go through, because the heart chakra is the most important. If you're doing something, maybe it's not perfect, but if you're doing from your heart, then you can still heal yourself, and you can still, the message, the essence, the energy of the message will still go through. It's like this, wow. It's like this threshold effect, right? So, oh, so cute, there's a little bird. Yes, so scared of suffering. When I'm, and it's so funny, this cognitive dissonance as well that they put on you when you need help. And I'm at a point of my place, in my life now, where I can talk about this because I'm feeling better, and I'm not saying this out of trying to be mad. It's all the opposite. It's because I'm great in my life, and I'm so grateful now, but I know what it is when you're in a place when you need help, and everybody around you, they're like, but ask for help, don't be scared to ask for help, you need to ask for help, but when you ask for help, guess what? No one helps you. So many times they're like, but ask for help. Oh, okay, can you help me? Oh no, I can't help you because I don't have the space for that, or I don't have the time for that, or I don't have the money for that, or and then it's like, oh, this person is so needy. And then you notice how when you need people, like everybody like runs from you, and when you're feeling great and it's time to party, oh, everybody's there, right? So it's not always true, because I was lucky that when I needed help and no one around me was helping me, there were my soul family that came and helped me. So I'm grateful for that. But it's not everyone. Not everyone was lucky to have, like some badass mentors show up, and like Dean telling you every day, sending you emails every day, that you can do this, we're going to do this together, and stuff like that. So I want to change this mentality for everybody to understand that it's okay to ask for help, it's okay to be vulnerable, because to open your heart and be vulnerable and tell someone, hey, can we do this together? I want to, not because I can't do it by myself, but because I want to do it with you, because it's more fun. Life is more fun if you do it something together, and you grow, the minds grow better. Okay? Otherwise you just stay in your rigid opinion, and then we're gonna stay with this very same collective and new age. I don't belong to any movements. I mean, all of them, because I want to understand how all of them work. But I'm not in a new age, I'm not in a religion, I'm not in a political party or whatever, because the world is in constant movement. Okay, I'm for bridges between everyone. And it also means sometimes that you have to have the discussion. And this is another thing in America, is, when you go to France, we have this reputation of being kind of rude. Like, you go to the restaurant, like one day I would go to a restaurant and like I argue with, like, waiters would argue with you all the time. They're not paid on tips like here in the US. So, you'll be like, hey, do you have vegan option? And the guy would be like, oh, these damn vegans again, like literally in front of your face. They would tell you that. Someone would never tell you this in the US. But I've noticed that here it's more difficult to have a conversation. If you all agree to each other, that's fine, but when you disagree to each other, it generates more of a conflict. While you go to a dinner in France, people will be like arguing from each other, insulting each other, whatever, for the whole dinner, and then at the end they're like, oh my god, that was so good, I missed you, okay, bye, because by questioning things, this is how you make them evil. So that was my first point, because when I asked for help and people would literally slap their door on me and then making me feel like I'm needy and like I'm not even worth it, I can do this by myself, oh my god, like, can you believe how I feel, I can do this by myself, oh, I'm such a failure, and moreover, like almost humiliate you. So this is a disease from the entire world. I feel that the people who have it all together and who make it and the times that I made it on my own, I'm so proud of myself, of course, for the time that I made it on my own. But when people came and helped me, when someone comes and helps you, you don't ask. Even someone sees you struggle and they stop and it's what they're doing to come and help you. How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like, oh, I can't believe this person came and helped me, oh my god, I can't do it on my own? Or are you gonna be like, oh my god, wow, thank you, wow, that's a human, wow. So you see the difference in between an ego protection around you and a love where you're open to give, but you're also open to receive. And I have this thing as well. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do it on my own. Like I don't ever want to feel after people telling me so many times that, that they wouldn't help me. Then I'm like, well, you know what? I don't need anybody. I'm just gonna do it. But this is not out of love. This is out of being disappointed on other people. So this is a general thing, because you're so disappointed and you don't trust each other. People will come and help you. They think you need something. They need something from them. Like you're almost like you give a gift to someone and they're almost gonna be like, ooh, what's wrong with her? Like, no, I'm just thinking of you and trying to help you. And so yeah, the world is going backwards, and until we, and of course it's important to love yourself. But the solution here, because we have to offer a solution, the solution is to stop focusing everything on the self-love. Self-love is just as valuable as gratitude and compassion and solidarity. Okay? So don't feel needy to ask for help. If someone, if you can help someone, if you can't help someone, you can't help someone. But if you can help someone, then do it, and don't wait till people have to beg you. Don't wait for people to have to beg you to start helping them. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna put some cards. Magical time. Okay, to raise our energies a little bit. Magical times from Jody Bergsma. So if you register to some of my workshops, I always work with Oracle. I introduce my favorite authors and oracles. So another news, okay, I wanted to share publicly because everything needs to be done on a public square here. So thank you so much, by the way. So I had this little issue that obviously I'm dealing on by myself about copyright, right? I've been using some symbols from the fire letters in some of my paintings that I thought were super cool and beautiful, always referencing the authors. I never claimed to be an amazing artist. I never claimed to be the author, the creator of everything that I paint. What I write, yes. I'm really creative at writing. Most of everything that I write myself, even though you can't deny that, yes, you're inspired by some people, and the work that we're doing in a collective influence each other. So of course, the universe needs feedback about itself all the time. So another thought to make this copyright thing evolve a little bit, because the truth that were at a time evolve now. What was it that I wrote? Like, I wrote something in my oracle that was already a few years ago when I wrote it. And then, oh yeah, that was in my previous post about the Inti, right? I wrote something about what is the Inti sun and the Inca god of the sun. And then I went further. I went further and talking about the fire and the fire, and that is the source of the alchemy, right? Because there was this truth for this level of consciousness, and then now you're going further. So you can take the work of people and go further to it. Imagine if you have to restart everything from the beginning every time. So this is called evolution. And so anyway, and this is exactly the topic of my workshops, because I don't think I'm not great at drawing. I can't even draw a flower. Like this tattoo flower that I shared, you know how long it took me to draw this? I drew that, right? But I got inspired by always some cards or things that I see. But am I not allowed to use all the tools that are available to me to create something that I want and gives me joy and passion? Did I claim that I created the universe? I didn't create the universe. I'm not that powerful. Okay? Am I allowed to reproduce something that was created and take it further and create something new with it? Just like a cooking recipe? Aren't you allowed to take your ingredients? No, there is a cucumber. You have to eat the cucumber just like that. Okay? You can make a salad with it, or... Of course, take the tools and use everything that you can to make your own recipe. Okay, so I was in between. Okay, what do I do with the letters? Do I remove the letters or do I keep them? But I'm just gonna keep them. This is freedom of expression. I'm not gonna say everything publicly that I know about them, because this is a long process that I've discovered through experience, and that yes, I agree that sometimes you learn better with your own experience than having the knowledge straight given to you. But at the same time, that's why I do classes also. Everything that I discovered about the alchemy, okay, this is going to be a big part of my work from now on, is that you can take years discovering it, and literally this is so powerful that it can take you way up there or way down there, you know? Or you can take a class and take one of my courses and I show you right away how to use it, and so you don't have to go through all the bad experience. You're going straight to the great experience. And this is how this needs to be taught in school from the very young age to children. Okay, we're gonna start teaching that, the symbols and everything that I teach in my paintings. This has to become curriculum in school for the children. I have new projects now for children as well, that I hope many of you, will help out with this and bringing this from the very young age to change our guilt consciousness, right? This guilt of like self-love. Well, I can love myself so much and think I'm so awesome. If no one ever talks to me or replies to me or sends me a nice note saying, hey, I'll be there for you and stuff like that, then you just start believing, okay, what's wrong with me? And it's not just me. I'm fine with myself. I'm saying in general for everybody. No one is mean by intention. What I mean is that sometimes you think you're helping people, but telling them that they have to love themselves, and you're actually making them feel even worse. Because you're like, oh, if they're able to be happy on their own and make it and stuff, then there is something wrong with me, when it's not true. Everybody goes through their struggle. And this is why, I share the good and positive stuff, and I'm excited. There is so much great stuff going on in my life, and I'm recording actually today for my new workshops online, and it's still a process of restructuring everything. But I also see the core of the problem and the things that keep going back, and because it's not healed at the roots, then it will always be a problem in general. Okay, so the first thing I ever recommend that you read is this hidden dimension, to understand other perceptions and other culture and how it influences not only at the most intimate and personal scale, but also in the entire architecture of a city, of a structure, organizations and stuff like that. Okay? Partnership. So you see, this is really about this collective consciousness, and open your heart, let the butterflies, don't be ashamed to tell people you love them, okay? Like now you're going to be called a slave, okay? If you love people too much and you're following people, then you're a little dog or you're a little slave. No, I'm sorry, I don't show only my products. I show other people's products that I love and I admired, and they inspired me. So I don't need to claim that everything comes from me. I'm proud that I'm learning from the best. Okay, so partnership. Learn to grow with others. Overcome obstacles by working together. Touch each other's hearts while life lasts. Okay? Let's put our egos aside. What is it that you would like to tell someone, if you had the chance? And so talking about working with others and partnerships, I want to read a little extract from Dean's book, The Millionaire Success Habit. Okay, I did a video the other day for the group, and then I recorded another one, but I didn't post it. I was like, maybe that's too long. But I really wanted to read this paragraph here on page 144. Okay, finally, the power of passion. The power of passion. And you see how, like, when you have a passion and you're excited about a project and someone comes and they're like, oh, that's not realistic. Oh, but what, is there a scientific proof of this? Well, yes, there is. But you always have someone who comes and like cuts you down, on your like joy and passions and stuff. And this is why, like, Dean, for me, he's like, whoo, the light in my life. And it's not like I'm ever ready to go it on my own. No, we're in this together because we have such a same mentality. Because when everybody was telling me that's crazy and that's, too much, not enough, whatever, he was the one who was like, no, don't listen to these people. I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you, you can do it, okay? Even if your friend sits you down and says you're crazy. Okay, how do you think when you're on a hike in a mountain, okay, where the mountain is still there, okay, wherever you're angry, you're happy, you're in shape, you're weak, you still have to climb the mountain, right? And even if people tell you, hey, you can never reach the top of the mountain, well, it depends on you if you want to turn around or if you want to keep going, but the top of the mountain is still there. The mountain doesn't disappear because you give up. The mountain is still there. So eternal friend for life. And so I'm gonna read about so thank you if you're watching, and your family, and Tony Robbins, and the Resonance Science Foundation, because they bring the science. And yes, I quote them all the time, and all of my friends, and yeah, personally I don't have anything to hide from. So finally, I can't end a chapter about attraction and persuasion without discussing passion. When you're passionate about something, you care deeply about it to the point where it's on your mind all the time. And another thing I wanted to say about Dean and this, no one is coming to save you, okay? Because he knows that triggers me. But look at what people do, not what people say, okay? That's the way to say you still have responsibility for yourself. Of course you have responsibility for yourself. Of course. Thank God you have responsibility for yourself. Okay, you not all the world is responsible for you. But what does he do? What does he do every day? Every day he shows up for everybody. Every day he takes millions of people. It doesn't matter if you have nothing, he's here to take you to where you actually find what is your passion, the most important, what is inside you, and extract it and put it out there, okay? And he helps people who have millions, who are already a businessman, just because how to get better, how to make this something profitable, but also something meaningful and conscious for the rest of the world. Okay, so he's like, no one's coming to save you, but they're here every day for you. They're coming to save you. He came to save you, to save me. And so, and that's why I appreciate so much, because there are people that are so selfless, and most of the time they are the people that are the most humble. They'll be like, oh, I have nothing to do with it. That's all your own. You did this all on your own. No, I couldn't have done it without you. Okay, so this is also reading between the lines. Okay, yeah, and it's true. No one is coming to save you, because at the time you had to hide, and if they would find you, they would, you know. But it's not like this anymore. Everybody wants a beautiful world. Everybody wants love. And everybody, in theory, wants to help each other. But unfortunately, you still realize that sometimes people will literally watch you struggle and not want to help you. Like, literally, I've seen it. People will watch you struggle. They will be like, oh, let me know if I can do something or whatever, and then when you ask, they will not do anything. And yes, then you can be mad at the world. You can, like Dean says, it's no one, you're not entitled to have anyone come and help you. That's true. But doesn't it feel good when someone does? Doesn't it make you believe in human again? After you have 1,000 people turn their back at you, then how do you feel? Do you feel like, I love humans, oh my god, it was so good to have all these closed doors, because all these people, like, they were so awesome, you know, to make me believe in myself. No, I believe in myself because you guys, you're a bunch of... Anyways, okay, so what is the higher frequency? Is it loving yourself so much because you don't believe anyone else will? Or you love yourself, but you also trust and love others enough to be vulnerable and to be asking that you want to create something together, and that you, even though you've been turned, you know, they turn the door at you, they close the door at you so many times, you still believe that some people will work with you, and that you can still make an impact together, and you can still overcome your differences and your competition and stuff. And yes, there is this competition that's stimulating. Okay, there is the stimulating competition that is, hey, how do we get the best of each other, right? And then there is the mean competition, you know, like trying to shut people off just because you're scared that you're not going to succeed yourself. And I don't care, even though sometimes I'm not very successful, but I'm still showing other people's work. I'm not scared, because I know that what I do is unique. And even though I'm inspired by other people, and I make my own baking, I bake my own recipe, right? And that's my own French cooking, and someone else will take the exact same ingredients and they will make something to their own taste. Okay, so that's the richness about it. People who sell with a fervent belief in what they're selling are more believable than those who sell with slick presentation with statistics. When you're evangelical about your product, point of view, or proposal, people are much more likely to take you seriously. They're attracted to your sincere belief in what you're selling. This is why I've had you think through so many exercises, starting with the question, where are you, where do you want to go, and why do you want it? And why do you want it? Yes. Your goals and how badly you want to achieve them involve passion. Passion is the ultimate fuel for achievement and persuasion. I am... Okay, so you see how it's like, passion is the ultimate fuel. And so that was interesting. That was really interesting that he used this word, because the language really matters, you know, and passion is the ultimate fuel. Read that again. Passion. Okay, so why fuel? So we're coming from a place where we have all these technologies, all these oils and fuel that we know is a fact. It's not a political opinion or being an environmentalist or whatever. It is a fact. We know it, that this is hurting our planet, right? We know it. We are going to go towards an organic technology. Okay, technology that uses our own energy from our own body, from the crystals. This is proven scientifically. From the crystals, from the nature, produces an energy. Okay, one person and another person together interact, don't have the same energy going on than one person and another person interacting together, because you create a third energy with your two energies. So at the global level, that's how we fluctuate our energy. So that's why it's so important to surround yourself with the people that uplift each other. Okay, if someone really uplifts you, it's not just one uplifting you, it's both of them uplifting each other as we go, and you will see the difference. Okay, so we know for a fact we're going towards this organic technology. Okay, and what is the fuel, the new fuel? It is our emotions. Everything comes from emotions. Okay, you can't work without emotions. The anger, you turn it into creative fire. Okay, the anger, you can let it burn you, or you can let it fuel you. Just like the love and the joy and the happiness, of course, it will be done at different frequencies. You know, sometimes, and I don't like to say it because then I attract more of it, but sometimes you work better when you're angry, because then it's burning this creative fire within you that you need to be better. And this is more powerful. The problem is that anger is more powerful. No, not more powerful, but more impactful. Anger is more impactful than love, because love is about peace, and it surrounds you and it wraps you around with it, and you're comfortable, and it just, everything harmonizes, right? It's love. This is what we want. Anger is more impactful, which means what you're creating out of creating fire, even though it can be more powerful, it can be excellent content and more powerful, but it will generate like a bigger wave and stronger wave out there, and it comes back to you. So you have to be very careful what you create out of anger, that it's something that's actually, you're not like out of revenge, but out of, how can I beat my own challenges? Yeah, how can I beat my own records, right? So this is positive, and so there is a lot, and this is why it looks super simple and basics and stuff, but really the energy now that we put out there, it's very, very important. It influences the weather, and so passion is the ultimate fuel. Ultimate means the last, right? The ultimate, where we're going to, the direction. Okay, so this is like, this guy is a genius, by the way, in case you are not convinced of it yet. It's like, in everything there's keywords. If you analyze, it's not selling, because one of my friends was telling me, oh, but it's always about marketing, and I'm not that much into marketing either. I love to create. I love to talk about the stuff. But then when it comes to be like, hey, go buy, you know, go to my workshops and stuff. But yes, he made me realize that marketing is a way to do a favor to people, to tell people, hey, this exists. I have all this in my workshop. Come follow my workshop. Go do the project next, or the Better Life Journal, Better Life Challenge from Dean. They will teach you this shift of mindset, okay, to turn your message into a service as well. It's very important, because if you discover things, someone was asking, you know, the other day, why is the knowledge kept secret? Well, it's not kept secret. It is available if you know where to look for it. It is available. So I'm in my angel pack. I'm actually doing sessions. I wanted to make this one public today because these are topics, mostly the self-love thing and the organic technology, and all this is something that, and also for the fire letters. Yeah, so I decided I'm still going to use them, and depending, you know, I'll take the consequences. But I don't want to, you know, take off my work, because I always do it in a respectful way. If I take someone's work it's always in a respectful way, and I always reference, and I don't claim to be God and be the creator, the original creator of all things in the world and the universe. And I actually teach people to reproduce my paintings. My grandfather, I have a Van Gogh painting in my house. My grandfather was amazing at reproducing paintings. He wasn't selling them, but we have a bunch of, we used to. That's out of all my travels, I got to have one. But looks just like a Van Gogh, you know, and I teach in my workshop to reproduce my work. I'm like, take my thing, redo it the same, or do it your own way. If you want, if you're more creative, do your own thing. I teach you how to create your own design and how to personalize it. And if you don't know how to do it, then try the technique, just reproduce one of mine. I always, when people, I have many friends who use my paintings as their avatar on their Facebook. The only one time that I said, hey, can you please change it, because it was for a logo for someone. So I was like, oh, it's a logo. It's kind of they own that. But so yeah, this copyright also needs to evolve. You know, in the time of the lights. Oh, there's a little ant that bit me right here. It was common to just, you know, take works and working together. Those two success habits, combined with letting people feel understood, allowed me to overcome many obstacles and become fabulous at marketing and sales. Think about what they could do for you. Fundamentally and foundationally, passion, confidence, and helping people feel understood may be the secrets to my success. Shh, don't tell anyone. Oops. But yeah, and that's true, and that's why I'm making this video today, because I know, because of this self-love mentality, I'm not saying don't take responsibility, because yes, you have so much pride when you accomplish your own thing, but I was at a moment right now where I had to make a choice between doing a project by myself, which I can do, or making a project with others, you know, and I'm like, okay, what's the easier? The easier is that I do it by myself, right? It would be faster, I don't have to do any coordination work, it's almost done, and I get my own personal thing. Cool. Or I can put a little bit more efforts into it and create something with the collective, with everybody, and with many different mindsets, and yes, it's going to require more work, more coordination, but you know, this is how you create greater things. And bringing everybody together. And with the COVID, we've all been separated. Our aura is expanding, and we needed that space, but now we're used to have so much space that we can't forget. We can't forget to be community again. And like I said, community doesn't always mean public space, right? Community is a spirit. Okay, it's a spirit. It doesn't mean sharing everything openly and publicly. I mean, there was another thing I wanted to read. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now is your time. I know this may seem to be a crazy time to be alive, but in reality, now is the best time in history to put these success habits to work for you. Remember, uncertainty, wars, depressions, oppression, epidemics, and crazy times have been around for thousands of years. This is exactly what I was saying, man. Yeah. But we must remember that those who had the right success habit prospered in every era. That's true too. Now is the greatest time because it's the time you are alive and reading this. So true. So true, so true. But, you know, here I'm also talking about this how many people are struggling, you know, and how many people are struggling and need to feel understood because we're all so different. So it's hard to find one current that shares exactly all of your beliefs, but don't isolate yourself just for that. All right, so yeah, okay, so yeah, that was my message for today. See, 40 minutes. I'm gonna post this on Facebook. You know, it's been complicated because Facebook always adds these lines and the subtitle automatically now. Most of the time the words are not even matching what you say. Instagram, it's limited to 15 minutes. I mean, it's like, can you even work here? Like, and then you post a video, there is like a copyright on. I've had like so many of my videos on YouTube like copyright claims because there's like a 10 seconds music in the background. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, can we be free a little bit? Can we work? The structures, it may seem like we have more freedom and more connection, but the structures are meant to restrain you more. Okay, so just gonna do what the heck I want. Okay. And now I'm gonna pull a card from my oracle. Mother Earth Mandala Oracle. I invite you to register to my Journey to Love painting workshop on the mastermind.com platform. It is a beautiful workshop where you will learn all the basics, all the techniques to create your mandala, any mandala that you want. Then, if you want to go further into these topics about the energy work and working with crystals and working with oracles, I invite you to register to my Metatrons Vibes painting workshop and the Angel Pack, where you also get a pack of oracle and crystals. I send you and paintings from me, so the whole pack, and we're gonna have conversation about these topics more openly. Like I said, I would like to do everything for free here on Facebook, but I've done it for years. until the point that I was broke. So also, you know, some people have no problem taking, and sometimes you also need people to give for you. Otherwise, it just in the long run, then don't keep going. Maybe if people have supported my work more, and maybe, you know, buy a mug from me for Christmas for your friends, or buy a little painting, you know, at the time when they were $300 once in a while, so I could make a sustainable career with it. I wouldn't have had to remove all my content and put my paintings now at $50,000, because this is the price now. Okay, of years of working for free and sharing all my content to everybody and be happy about it, and I am. But it works both ways. Okay, and you know, Puma Fredikis Pesingona from the Shift Network, that I appreciate so much, and he has the spirit of Pachamama, and so grateful that he shares this with us here in the US. And he was saying something really beautiful. He was saying, you know, when you're giving, you're giving. When you're receiving, you're receiving. And that is so true. You know, in Peru, the people are so generous, welcoming, and you know, these countries that you call developing countries, like when I went to Tunisia, you know, in Africa when I was younger, or these countries that are not like seen as developed as US, right? Well, they are actually the most caring and welcoming and spiritual people. When you get there, they take you there like family. And I'm not saying to everyone, I have been welcomed here in America like family. Oh my gosh, I'm not criticizing, you know, anybody, because I've been lucky to have amazing people around me at every stage where I've been. Okay, so don't twist around what I say. But anyways, Puma was saying, yeah, when you're giving, you're giving. And it's so true. But if you're giving to the point that there's nothing left for you, well, you can pour from an empty cup. Okay, so I want to thank you also for everybody who supported me, you know, spiritually, been there for me. This is priceless. But also for the people who actually bought my stuff, my paintings when I was starting, and that made me want to keep going. And this is why I stopped the Facebook, I stopped the Instagram for a while, because I'm like, why am I gonna do this if, you know, now I have to deal, who's gonna come and pay my credit card? It's like save your own credit card, right? Back to this mentality. But yet we're so excited that you post everything on the public square for free for years, right? Okay, so moods. That's funny that I'm here complaining and I pull these cards. Moods 22. So 22, the number of the union, the partnership, alliances, and also this card means that you can have a different range of emotions, and it's okay to sometimes be angry. It's okay to sometimes be way too happy, way too excited, or way too sad, okay? Because we're humans. It's written in our DNA, okay, to have these polarities and these fluctuations. So don't beat yourself up, and it's okay to need help, and it's okay to ask for help, and yeah, moods. As long as your action are led with love, okay? It's led with love. And when I come and do a video, when you hear me not complaining, because I'm not complaining, my life is good, I don't even need to make this video right now. I'm doing this literally because I know how it feels, and I don't want other people to feel like they're not worthy or they're needy, because it's normal to ask for help. It's like telling, okay, I had this example this morning, it's like telling a dolphin, oh my god, you can fly, how ridiculous is this dolphin that he can fly on his own because you're a dolphin. Oh, how ridiculous is this monkey that he can stay underwater for more than 5 minutes because he's a monkey, he climbs trees. Okay, so then when you put all the animals together, this is when you have the cycle of life. Okay, so be independent, be in your own power, be your own self, but also learn to work with others. Okay, and call people on their make people accountable as well. This is, life, every time you start being so sure about yourself, something comes to humble you, and it's important to stay humble. And I think it's important to be sure of your passion, but doubting yourself is not a bad thing. It means you want to be better. It means you're open to other people's opinion as well. And yeah. All right, everybody. So yeah. So I hope the mentalities will change a little bit. And I also have great news. So like I said, I'm keeping my workshops online. I had this time of hesitation. I'm like, wow, I have the copyrights and everything, but no, like I'm just gonna do. I was called to do that. I was called to use these symbols. I'm called to share this. It's for a reason. Okay, maybe we'll speak to one person who needs to hear it. And don't forget that we're clearing. And I feel so much better. I feel so much better. I know there is a lot of work. The work that you're doing on the individual level, it's a gift that you're doing for the collective as well. I feel the energy is much lighter now than they were a few months ago, and so now is a good time. Now is a good time for new projects, gathering all the seeds you've planted. You're gonna start seeing them bloom, right? To collect to create. Gather. I see a lot of stuff that has been created. It's important that you organize, that you reference your experiences, put them together and keep them. The library, okay, for this giant library that we are. Okay, so yes, please go check my workshops: Journey to Love, Metatrons Vibes, Angel Pack. This is something, the Angel Pack, I'm gonna keep recording sessions on this. So it's not just there's 2 painting workshops on it, Journey to Love and Summer Vibes, that I've gathered in that. So and then there's these library conversations where I take books like I did today and have just reflections. Oh, and I forgot to show this painting from the Journey to Love. This is what we do in the Journey to Love. Okay, so if you want to just workshop for $80, you can. There is everything explained there, the supplies you need. You will be able to paint with your friends or by yourself, exactly how you want it. Get inspired, find ideas. All this is step by step explained, and it's the Journey to Love. Then if you want the Journey to Love plus the Summer Vibes painting workshop about the mermaid painting that I did this summer, plus all the library conversation, plus the crystals and oracle and reading from me, and all this, like a pack personalized for you and paintings, then this is the Angel Pack, and this is going to be ongoing. So you buy it once, it's $2,222. Actually, it's funny, it's just like the mood tutu. But then it's gonna be ongoing, right? It's gonna be ongoing. It's like a library. We're gonna be talking, and there is a comment section, and I can do lives, and we can have comments and stuff. So that'd be fun. All right. What else? Oh, there's other stuff, but I'm gonna I'm gonna keep it until I know more about it. Okay, there will be a challenge. There will be a color challenge in November for the 11/11. I'm gonna prepare something special for you guys. Things takes time, but one thing after another, we're gonna make it. And as always, thank you for everyone watching there, for being open to discuss, okay, to have conversation, even if we don't agree on everything, and reading between the lines, okay. But also being straightforward, okay. It's both, like reading between the lines in a way that look what people do, okay. For example, it might seem like, oh, she's complaining again for an hour, but read between the lines. It's out of love. It's out of love because I want the world to be better. I want people to stop suffering, to stop people feeling horrible when, you know, they have something to ask, or feeling in danger when they say something that goes against another's opinion or whatever. It's out of love. But also being straightforward that we're not at war, okay? We're not at war. Imagine if all the people persecuted in the history of the world had raised up, okay, like all together against the oppressor, then there would never have been a war, okay? Rise together, and then freedom reigns. So we don't have to hide. We don't have to hide. I'm not hiding. The only reason, I mean, I did hide for a while because I did have threats and stuff. I don't see why. I don't see why, because yeah, we have to be gentle. We have to be gentle in our teaching, but we have to be open to different truths, or the world will always stay the same. So thank you for everyone who is here. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, creating new things, and that we will see each other soon. Bye.